It feels so good to actually just have a stand that's easier to use. I kid you not, guys. It's a relief. I mean, I know I made a whole spiel about how it's easier to make videos now, but look where we're at. I mean, normally I'm not able to do this thanks to other... Oh, there's gonna be fireworks, by the way. Normally I'm not able to do these type of videos just because of the stand. But anyways, I'm gonna gush over it later. Welcome back, you guys. Today's video is kind of a... And I feel insecure about this, but it's a repetition of... And more of just a clarification, enforcement of what I'm trying to do with these videos. And that's getting out of the rat race. Now, typically this occurs the Monday morning of as to where I'm entering an 8-hour shift, but thankfully I'm not feeling that work anxiety or that work week anxiety, just because we got a pretty easy week coming up. I mean, it's going to be 4th of July, but as of right now, I think it's the last week or the last day of June. Tomorrow's going to be July 1st, and it's always kind of nerve-wracking to me to just get up and go to work. But lately I've been just feeling stagnant with... Sorry, I think I'm like right behind an ocean, by the way. Oh, I can show you guys actually. What am I tripping about? Look, this is currently where I'm at. Oh, it feels so nice just being able to show you guys now, like a full peripheral vision of where I'm at. Literally, like, this camera thing has like this swivel that allows me to just move the camera how I please, and that's just a fucking relief. I'm gonna be gushing over this camera, or not camera, the tripod, for just many days to come, because believe it or not, this was the first shot that I had. Like, I didn't have to fix the angle because I could perfectly see myself. I wasn't insecure. I could still see that it's recording. Like, guys, trust me, it's just the relief. Anyways, so normally on a day where I'm already about to go to work, I feel anxious. And right now, although I feel anxious, I don't feel anxious. I feel stagnant. And stagnant for the fact where I have to get up. I have to, do another another week's worth of work. And it's not pleasant. I mean, thankfully I have a good job. I have a good family-ish. I'm grateful for my family, don't get me wrong, but I'm still trying to get comfortable with them, as weird as that sounds. I mean, if you're in your 20s, you're barely getting comfortable with yourself, so of course you're gonna feel this lack of comfort with your family as well. That's a whole ass other video. I have a girlfriend that's loyal and loving, and that's, as a man, that's really all you could ask for, honestly. Ooh, wait, no, I'm insecure. Sorry, I'm gonna be moving it a lot. Okay. Truthfully, I mean, everything kind of is all right. The only problem, I guess you could say, and the only reason why I'm making this video is just because of me wanting more out of life, wanting more fulfillment. And I should have said this initially, but in this society nowadays, we're still slaves. Regardless of what your race may be, society is just... It only modernized slavery. We're all still expected to show up to a job in which many of us as kids or teenagers or even early adults never wanted to do, but somehow stick ourselves to. And we're supposed to be expected to just accept that. And this all topples down on me as I'm growing older day by day, I kid you not. Because if you have some mild form of depression and some mild form of anxiety, you're always just thinking within each second, how are you going to get to the next phase of your life, as to whether you just die or you continue living and just feel back to that comfort space where you don't have to hide or stress about certain things. That's at least what I feel. For some of you that suffer through anxiety, which is a good amount of you guys, because people who are within their mid-20s suffer through that. And you know what? Some people that are 40s or 50s even suffer with this as well. Back to what I was saying. You know, it's hard to go to work like that when you have that type of mentality as to where you want to do something impactful and meaningful with your life. Me personally, I just want that solution to myself. I really don't care about making a difference to the world, and if I do, I mean, so be it. But, and I know you guys might be like, oh, well then why are you making YouTube videos? Because I just want to simply make you guys feel as if you're not alone. I can't necessarily fix all your guys' problems, but it is nice knowing you have that camaraderie while you're going through shit in your 20s. And this doesn't necessarily have to only be if you're 20s, you know, this applies to if you're 30 and 40s. I mean, not everyone has their shit figured out by then. You know, we're all on just spaghetti lines in this universe. You know, no one's time is linear. No one's expected to do a certain amount of things within a certain amount of time. And if you try to set yourself up to that type of expectation, you just drown in your own misery. And then that's where this whole modernization of slavery just begins, is that many people are expected to go off to college and not have any work experience, just literally dedicate 4 years of their life while they're young to college and go out to a job in which, mind you, the workforce is very scarce nowadays. I don't care if within the presidential debates right now people are saying, well, this guy created this amount of jobs and this guy created X amount of jobs as well. It's like, you know, it's all fucked. Really, it really is. And I'm not meaning to sound like a conspiracist. Neither am I really a political person. You know, I just recently saw the political debate just a couple days ago. I'm sure some of you guys as well. And you see that you just have two old ass fucking men cursing at each other, throwing insults at each other. And that kind of just makes you think, where the fuck am I going to go with my life if these motherfuckers can't even have a proper intellectual and resourceful conversation as to where they're actually trying to navigate this country towards a right future? No, that just leaves citizens like myself and many other people to think, what's going to happen with my own life? How am I going to sustain a future as to where I can, for one, say that I'm proud of myself, two, I make a financial living that is just passable enough to live a decent life, and comfortable too, and then three, do I even feel safe creating a family or creating a foundation or an empire within this state as to where it's just slowly toppling? I mean, there's this terminology called kicking the can, and I learned this a long time in a fucking middle school class, American history or something. But you know what this middle school teacher really said resonated with me is that most politicians or people that are elected in office literally just kick the can, or they just leave that problem to someone else that's also going to be in office in their position. So it's like, if that's the case, going back to this whole ideology of mine, or this message that I'm trying to spread, I'm trying to at least come back to the root as to where we're okay. That, you know, we somehow find a living within our passion, and that passion being is what we like doing. For me personally, you know, I've been job hopping since fucking 16, always trying to aim for the next better thing. And right now, thankfully, I am in a good job and spot in part of my life, but the only problem I face is being stagnant. And I tell myself, one way I will actually escape this type of feeling that irks me every fucking day while I'm stuck at work sometimes is, how are you going to become better? You know, it's always coming down to these videos, at least for me. You know, these videos may not be making much of a success, not getting many views. You know, I know sometimes like people just instantly get popular, but for me it's, you know, although I may not really have much hope to hinge off of right now for these videos, I tell myself at least I need to start envisioning what I essentially want to do in at least 4 or 5 years from now. Because I notice most content creators in which spread good vibrations to other people and that make a living off what, you know, they do, which is this. And they all start off at this age, and at this age, this is where it really counts, you could say. I mean, from a kid to being a teenager to an early adult, that kind of like shapes out who you're going to be. Now being an adult, essentially, which is 21, you know, paying bills and shit. And that's also another reason why I'm making this video. It's because it's the end of the month, bills are coming in, and I'm like, you know what, I need to make a living out of my passion, which is making these videos. You just start to think like, if I'm at a job, then I need to just find a way to make a living out of what I love. And most people who have that type of aspiration are the ones that actually end up becoming something of themselves. They may not be too popular, but it's about sending the message as to where you just don't want to give up towards what you love. And there's this envious part of me that sees people that are making a living off gaming, and I, as a man, I feel so shitty sometimes for being in my room playing a video game, Legend of Zelda, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not making any money. I'm not feeling as if I'm being productive. And sometimes playing a video game is like my own comfort zone, and I try not to do it that much, honestly. I really don't. But when I think about it, it's like people are making a living just literally off anything nowadays, and I'm over here feeling guilty for just not doing just that. And this is all the more reason as to why I'm just so grateful that I'm here right now with this beautiful fucking tripod that allows me to just record wherever I want. Like, the other tripods that I used to have, they were just flimsy. They would fall over. In fact, one of my videos is called My Camera Fell Over. And now, I mean, this feels like a major accomplishment for me. I mean, just having this tripod, it makes me feel as if I can just record wherever I can, wherever I want. In fact, I wanted to make this video like with the same message at work during my lunch, because there's a cafe that has this little nice space. And in fact, you guys will probably see me in my work attire and I'll make a video. But, you know, this gives me hope that I don't have many viewers right now. I don't have many subscribers, but you know what? The 2 subscribers that I've recently gained, which, thank you guys, that gives me hope. The fact that my videos are getting 10 plus views each time that I post gives me hope. And although it just may be a fraction of hope as to where it may seem so minuscule, so minute, so small, it still makes me happy enough to just say that I'm out here doing it. I'm out here trying to make my passion into my living. Because if I'm being honest, being a banker, getting 3 more fucking licenses that really just, I feel as if won't really help me in the long run. And being a banker at my bank, it does not sound appealing to me. And the sad part is that I am so good at customer service, and I feel as if my main mantra is just that I'm good at customer service. I feel as if I would excel within the workforce of customer service. But mind you, when you're working a customer service, and this applies to a lot of people, I feel as if, because you just simply need to be nice. You need to be able to tolerate a bit of toxicity from people. You know, you start seeing other people come in, live their lives, tell you a bit about it, and then they leave. And that makes you just wonder yourself. It's like, how do I get to where they're at? Like, I literally deposited a $1.5 million check for this guy into his bank account, and he already had $800,000 in one of his checking accounts. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this guy may be old, but, you know, although I'm 21, I still aspire to have what that man wants. Like, and you know, the fact is, this man was just so humble. Like, he was just carefree. It was 11 a.m. in the morning. Did I say that right? Yeah, 11 a.m. He seemed relaxed. He came in loafers, wearing this nice Hawaiian shirt. And I'm over here just at my desk, and I'm wondering, how does this man manage to make 1.5 million? Like, he has already 800,000. How can I actually aspire to just not even be like him, just have that liberty to be like, you know what, I'm going to the bank at 11 a.m. without any care in the world. How do I get there? Because literally in your 20s, you're just stuck to the construct of, I need to work, I need to build this empire of mine, while trying to get my shit together emotionally, and that's hard as is. That was a whole ass spiel, I'm sorry guys, but just the fact that there's these stupid expectations of society that are imposed onto oneself, and you feel like shit sometimes for not fulfilling them, but then you step back and just wonder, like, what about my expectations? And it makes you sad, or at least it makes me sad. And then I notice, at least within some other people as well, it's just a common phenomenon. I see people that are so great in jobs into where they're not even necessarily getting to be themselves or use the gifts that they're given. You know, I'm connotating a lot of what I'm saying off Jeffrey Bezos. He just says, like, you can either work, you can have a career, or you can have your passion. Making your passion your career is essentially what everyone should be striving for, because everyone does have a passion. You know, I always see the gifts that are already enriched and, you know, engraved within a lot of people, and I ask them sometimes, it's like, hey, do you ever plan on doing something with this gift of yours? And commonly it's always just no. It's always, let's be slaves unknowingly to the society that we're in. And it sucks. Literally, one of my coworkers, I could see it in her. And mind you, I have no emotional nor sexual attraction to this person. But sometimes while I'm with my other coworkers as well, she's always just having this whole spiel towards us. She's always saying, like, I want to treat my kids like this, I want to raise my kids like this, I want my man to marry me like this. And I'm like, I respect all of that. But truthfully, she says she wants to become a banker, and I'm like, as a female, you're telling me you want to be doing all this, but then you say you want to do the role of a banker. And that it irks me a bit, because what I see already, and then I'm not to be sexist, but there's just some things that psychologically some people are wired to be, that's given to them. Whether you want to at least enact upon that is upon you, but the more you don't enact upon what is naturally given to you, the more I just feel as if you're gonna have a miserable life. And what I see in this woman is she wants to be a mother. My other coworker, he is so enrichingly beautiful. He's like a fucking sun. He is so bright and so charismatic. Like, he will make everyone laugh. And it's sad to see him as a banker. And this is something that irks me, because it sounds like he is such a lover boy that he wants to be a father. You know, he wants to heal from his traumas, and he just wants to become successful in what he loves doing, which is a tattoo artist. He has this magnificent gift to just draw. Like, just a literal couple weeks ago, he drew the zodiac signs, but he personified the zodiac signs, and he drew Cancer. He actually drew all water signs, ironically enough, when, mind you, he's a Virgo. But he drew them out, and I'm like, dude, how much would you sell me the Cancer drawing for? And although I'm a Scorpio, I don't know, I like Cancer people, I really do. And he drew it, and it was so beautiful. And I see that, and I'm like, wow, this person does not deserve to be here. He deserves to be making his living off of some other type of thing where he just can be successful and happy. He literally mentioned to me just, hey, I saw this 21-year-old, 22-year-old sell a 60,000 commission piece of art. And I'm like, that's essentially what you make in 1 year. I make 30,000 a year right now. And it's sad to think that someone literally can make so much amount of money within just a couple of days or weeks, while others are entangled to making that amount of money within a year. And then that's where I rebuttal back to the fact that we've just modernized slavery. Because literally, and I say this out of the anxiety and depression that's within me, but also because if you think about it retrospectively, without my biases and my handicaps that are imposed upon me mentally, you start to think, how is it that truthfully there's a person out there making one person's annual income in 1 day? That, I don't know, that truthfully at some points that makes me just not want to live. But then I think as well, it's like, you know, if I just keep going, eventually I'll make it there. And it doesn't have to be off something that is imposed or expected upon me from society. It can be off this. All right, guys. Well, I actually had a really good time talking. I'm so happy with the angle. I mean, I hope I look good. I look decent enough. I'm just glad I can actually check myself out a bit. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.